When the Final Fantasy games were made unavailable on the Xbox platform, now some might say, oh, they're skipping X. No, they were not. PlayStation was paying money to block them on Xbox. Xbox was heavily criticized for not taking a similar approach. Why are they not money hatting games? Why are they not doing the same to make their players feel like they can play these same games? And, there might be some validity to that questioning. However, in taking a closer look at the industry right now, I'd say Xbox made the right decision in not pursuing and following such pettiness. Right now, the conversation seems to be taking a different turn. This was already kind of suspected, but it's time to lean in on these so-called, in quote, rumors, having seen that Final Fantasy XIV, after a few years, made its way to Xbox. And even seeing games like Genshin Impact finally wanting money and going to Xbox, I don't think it's far away to conclude, or at least to hypothesize, or theorize. Let's just say theorize, because now we have games that are moving to Xbox, that more of these games will be making their way to Xbox as time goes on. All right, what do we have here? I mentioned this small rumor in the end of my last video, and I thought, it's interesting that we go ahead and take a look at this a little bit further. And this rumor said that Final Fantasy, the Pixel Remastered, Final Fantasy, 16, Final Fantasy VII-R, which is remake, is coming to Xbox. This person said Midori corroborated it. I don't know who Midori is, and even Jez Corden, whom is the source of this rumor, said, "Who be Midori?" Okay. Now, at the end of the day, if these games come to the Xbox platform, like I said in my other video, it would have been futile to try to keep them away because most gamers are not going to go across the aisle and spend $600 to play one game, even to play 3 games, even to play 5 games. It's not worth it for most gamers to do so. Why? Because most gamers are busy playing Call of Duty, playing Epic Games' Fortnite, playing EA's FIFA, and a lot of these other games. So it was only a matter of patience for all of this to start to fissure and for all of the facade to start to crack. Xbox pretty much putting its money in its ecosystem is seemingly going to pay off. Where they put their games is as a response to the market, seeing that everybody wants to put their games everywhere, Square Enix included, and these games are coming to Xbox and PC. It makes sense that console sales are not only the metric that you need to sit on. Software sales are a big deal. Even PlayStation themselves, seeing how other titles on their own platform are smoking them, even titles that they money hat and invest in, like Black Myth Wukong beating, in my opinion, from a sales progression God of War, it makes sense that what Xbox is doing in moving more and more to the multi-platform side is of advantage to them. For those on the Xbox side who say that Xbox needs exclusives, you're not paying attention to what's going on. The exclusivity game is dead and dying. The only thing you need now to just basically be able to confirm that the empire has crumbled is for Nintendo to make its first deliberate multi-plat game. And I think it's coming because very soon players are going to start to, go back and wake up and say, okay, what in the world is going on here? And I think the Switch 2 might create some kind of an interesting dynamic in the market. So seeing Indiana Jones make its way to the PlayStation platform, to me, makes a whole lot of sense. You can go in there and you can farm a bunch of dollars because you invested the money into your studios who now need the reward to be able to come back and keep that studio open so that studio can make another game. Now, keep in mind that this is not an exclusive strategy where everything is going to be making its way to other platforms. No. Phil Spencer said this, and it seems to me that this is quite accurate. Some games are going to stay on Xbox because they're staples on Xbox. They're going to go to PC because PC can also balance out whatever, sales that PlayStation is going to probably promise down the road, because the PC platform identifies with some of these games like Gears of War, like Halo, and so on and so forth. So it makes a whole lot of sense to me, and I think PlayStation needs to probably rethink its policy and rethink its ideas so that it's not in a position where it's dropping these games and they're, facing immense challenges from other titles. What I think is actually also very interesting and important in this whole conversation too is, Right now on the pipeline, the major game that's coming from PlayStation is Fair Game. And, you know, Fair Games right now already looks like a lot of PlayStation fans are going to treat it like Concord. There's almost no doubt, because you can see the, you know, you can already see the what do you call it? You can already see the behavior. You can already see the, how do I put it? The traces and the clues that this game is going to follow a very similar pattern. I mean, it's weird that, you know, that anybody would think that the player base is going to change their mind on this. This person here, I just looked up Fair Games on Twitter. I just went up there just to see what's being, you know, talked about with Fair Games. And it's not positive by any stretch. You can't find anything that says or speaks excitement to this, while for the most part, sneakishly, some PlayStation players are looking forward to games like Indiana Jones, which is crazy. Some of them are going to play Call of Duty, but I'm just surprised that it's come to this point where PlayStation, who could have had a lot of these IPs to pretty much keep their own community, you know, in a sense, satiated, doesn't seem to have anything now. And all the games that they've used as some kind of a carrot on a stick, or most of the games that they use as a carrot on a stick, they're basically going to be making their way to Xbox soon. Because why? Under the dark of night, we've seen some other ones do the same thing. Games like Sifu, games like Godfall, games like, what's the name? Kenna Bridge of Spirits, games like Death Stranding. They were touted to be these so-called console exclusives, but have somewhat basically snuck that port into the libraries of Xbox. And somehow we're supposed to believe that these, you know, this strategy has been something of a success. No. If anything, it's maybe benefited those studios and their brands. In some cases, it's harmed them because short-term benefit was all they were paying attention to. And now, PlayStation fans, you're going to be in a position where you're going to be enjoying this holiday a bunch of Xbox games. If you're not playing Indiana Jones, you're probably going to be playing Call of Duty. If you're playing neither, I hope you're playing Astrobot, because again, those sales numbers, they may actually, you know, in a sense, work for your case, or they may betray the case about this so-called PlayStation's position in terms of making quality games, or whatever the heck you all go out there saying. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys so much. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.